Geneva-based delegates in 2025, organized by the P166 program of UNCTAD. For those who don't know me, my name is Ángel González. I'm Chief of the Technology, Innovation and Knowledge Development branch here in UNCTAD that is responsible for coordinating and ensuring the delivery of this program, which is actually an interdivisional activity that draws from the many key resources on international trade, finance, technology issues that we have, and investment, of course, that we have in UNCTAD. Today, we will have a very interesting session on the current outlook on trade preferences for 2025 and what it means in terms of cooperation in market access for countries, developing countries. We will have, for the rest of the year, another 5 short courses like this one for Geneva-based delegates, 2 more in the first half of the year, and 3 after the summer. For the next 2 courses, there will be one in April that will be looking at key trends in the global macroeconomic landscape. That will be early in April, I think 3rd of April.
Yes.
And in the month of June, we will have a presentation of the key messages from the Technology and Innovation Report 2025, that this year is going to be looking at the connections between artificial intelligence, industrial policy, innovation policy, and what challenges these relationships present for developing countries. As many of you probably know, we are also in charge of organizing regional courses for policymakers from developing countries, and these are organized in collaboration with entities from the different regions and following a rotation from year to year. In 2025, we plan to organize 2 of these courses. The first one will take place in the summer for the Latin American and the Caribbean region, and it will be organized in collaboration with the Faculty of Economics of the University of Buenos Aires in Argentina, and a notification will be distributed very soon, and we invite the countries of Latin America and the Caribbean to look carefully on the notification and make sure that good candidates are nominated for this very important course. With this, I only want to thank you for your interest in our activity, for coming here today. We believe that in a context in which the international conversation is so full of noise and statements that are not based on serious analysis and evidence, it's very important that you have access to precisely the opposite: good quality analysis, good evidence, good guidance for the policy making that developing countries need to undertake in this very challenging context. And with this, I stop my introduction, and I'm very happy to give the floor to my colleague, Mijo Siratori, who is leading the work on trade preferences here and other issues as well here in UNCTAD. Mijo.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Angel. Is it on? Okay. I'm here to thank you all for participating in this session, and I want to thank my colleagues in DTL for having this topic in the P166 course. Today, from my 4 excellent colleagues, you're going to hear about the context of the trade preferences in today's market access situation. And these things are really based on the publication called the Trade Preferences Outlook 2024. Today's presentation, I think I can say that roughly is divided in 2 parts. First part is very much on the analysis of the effectiveness of trade preferences that took in the past, and particularly looking at the linkage, the nexus between the receiving of the trade preferences and also the outcome leading to economic diversification. But second part is very much on what could be the effective form of trade preferences in the next decade. And I hope that this session actually ignites the discussion among you on how trade preferences could be framed in the new market access cooperation among countries, between developed countries and developing countries, but possibly also among developing countries in terms of the South-South trade. This, we are going to also, we are planning now to publish another trade preferences outlook, the next one, 2025, before the UNCTAD 16. And that is going to look at the nexus between the trade preferences and the trend of foreign direct investment. So between the preference-giving countries, preference recipients, and how it affected or it didn't affect the flow of FDIs. And I just want to say at the end that we are also, at this very moment, we are running an online training course on trade negotiating techniques. And if you're interested, you can go to the UNCTAD e-portal for, is it e-portal training? E-learning portal. And the course is just started. We had an initial introductory webinar, but still it's a very, very early stage. And now, like Angel said, the trade negotiation is coming back again as something that all the countries may have to get involved. And this is, we believe that it's a timely course. With that, I just want to hope that you find this course and information that you hear useful, and I also hope that you could, as much as possible, participate in the interactive discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Angel, and thank you, Miho, for your introductory remarks and for going through the work that both programs do in both divisions on behalf of UNCTAD, of course. So welcome to the first short course. We're really happy to have our colleagues here from DITC who are going to take us through trade preferences outlook in 2024. Of course, we're here with you. We encourage you to ask all the questions you could ask after the sessions. You could also engage in discussions. There are many excellent examples that emerge in the Outlook Trade Preferences Report for 2024. There is examples that actually emerge from Thailand, Kenya, Indonesia, and so on, if you look closely into the report. So these are, of course, policy issues that we must engage with together as UNCTAD and delegates who are in charge of these profiles. So as you see in the program, you'll have two sessions today. The first one will give you an overview of the design and the preferential trade schemes that examine the impact on countries, developing countries' export growth and diversification, and it will also look at the asymmetric performance across various schemes. And this, of course, we take interest in. This will be presented by Mr. Taisuk Itu, who is the chief of a trading system, and also by Mr. Masoud Saigili, who is also in the same section. Then following this session, we're going to look at the future of trade preferences and looking at basically new opportunities, also new market access for cooperation. And this will look at specifically increased cooperation on non-tariff measures, services, trade, FDI, and technology. So we're very happy to have our colleagues. We're just going to go in the order of the presentations and who will be first. So we'll start with Taisuk Atu. He's the chief of the trading system section in the division on trade and commodities at UNCTAD. He leads the work of the team that is responsible for trade preferences, South-South trade cooperation, and the international trading system, and serves as the focal point for the global system of trade preferences among developing countries. He holds a master's degree in international relations from the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies in Geneva. And this is also not the first time for Tai to be with us in P166 short courses. He was actually previously with us. Followed by Tai, we have Mr. Masoud Saigili, who's an Economic Affairs Officer in the Trade System Services and Creative Economy branch, also in the same division. He serves as an economist in the research department of the Central Bank of Turkey. Before coming to UNCTAD, he was in the Central Bank of Turkey, and his research work in UNCTAD focuses on international trade in goods and services, international trading systems, and technology and innovation. Saik Lee received his bachelor's and master's degrees in economics from the Middle East Technical University in Turkey and his PhD in economics from the University of Washington in the US. Thank you for being with us as well. And as you can see, there's a lot of areas that UNCTAD works on, and they are interrelated and across various divisions. And next, we have Federico Manto, who is an associate expert at the Trading System Services and Creative Economy branch at UNCTAD, and he focuses on trade agreements, South-South trade cooperation, trade preferences, and the global systems of trade preferences among developing countries. Previously, he worked as a consultant for the International Trade Center, where he worked on non-tariff measures, trade facilitation, trade and services, digital trade, trade and gender, and creative economy. And he holds a master's degree in economics and management from Luis Guido Carli University in Italy, and I'm sorry for any bad pronunciation here. It's inevitable at times. Thank you for being with us. And next, I'm also very pleased to introduce our colleague, Mrs. Ibru Guksi Desamend, who is an Economic Affairs Officer at the Trading Systems Services and Creative Economy branch in UNCTAD. She works on trade policy issues, trade preferences, and South-South cooperation. Prior to this position, she worked at the Competition and Consumer Policies branch, also in UNCTAD, for 10 years. Before coming to the UN, she was for 9 years at the Ministry of Trade of Turkey at the Anti-Dumping and Subsidies Department. She holds a bachelor degree in economics from the Middle East Technical University and a Master of Arts degree in International Relations from Johns Hopkins University of Advanced International Studies in the US. Welcome, Ibru. Also very nice to have you with us today. So let's go to session one. We'll start with Trade Preferences Outlook 2024 with Ty. Over to you.